All right, hi folks. We're picking up at line 635 here, nec procol, and going through to 645. Okay, so nec and not, procol far, hinc from here, so and not far from here, meaning this is Virgil describing things in relative location on the shield of Aeneas. Adiderat is the verb. You go all the way down there. It's the first main verb you come to. He had added. He, of course, is Vulcan. Rome, Romam, at Sabinas raptas, and the Sabines having been raped or taken, sine more, without mos moris is a word meaning law or custom or habit. Here probably law, so kind of lawlessly. Or even without moral in some sense, kind of morallessly. So from not far from here, he had added Rome and the Sabines, taken lawlessly, immorally, and they're taken from the concessu, which is sessu, the root of that is sedeo, seating. So from the seating of the cavea, the area in the theater where people would sit. So presumably there was the Romans had, if you remember, had invited the Sabines to a festival. And there may have been some theatrical production or some sort of spectacula shows, at which point the Romans took the Sabines. With the magnis circensibus actis, all'abapsu, with the great circuses having been done, great games having been played, maybe. Okay, and subito, suddenly, a new war, a novum bellum consurgere, a new war arose. And notice here, now we're kind of in an indirect statement. So we have novum bellum, the nominative, or excuse me, the accusative subject of the indirect statement, consurgere, the infinitive. So why an indirect statement? There's maybe an implied verb of he said, or the shield is relaying that, or the god is describing that a new war is arising with Romulidis, the descendants of Romulus, that patronymic ending. It's a Greek ending, that dis, the descendants of Romulus, and old Tatius and the harsh Cures. So between the Romulans and Tatius and the Cures, Tatius and the Cures, I believe are I can't remember whether they're people that we studied on the shield or not, but Sabine, Tatius is I think a Sabine king, Cures are a tribe of the Sabines. Afterwards, post or later, idem reges, idem, that's nominative masculine plural. It's that word, idem, eadem, idem, the same. And it's like is ea id with the dem stuck on the end of it. So this is, again, the nominative masculine plural form, modifying reges, the same kings. So presumably here, the Romulus and Tatius, the same kings, with the certamen posito, with the certamen, the contest or the war here, or the struggle, posito, put aside, interse, between them. So afterwards, Romulus and the Sabine king made peace. Armed, armati, they are armed in front of the aram Jovis, in front of the altar of Jove. They are tenentes pateras, they are holding cups. And they are standing. Sorry. So if we were to kind of take that more in a more organic way, later, post, after with the war, with the contest having been put aside between them, the same kings were standing armed before the temple, before the altar of Jove, holding cups. And jungebant foedera, they were joining pacts, creating pacts, peace treaties. Kaisa porca, with the pig having been cut or having been slaughtered. So a sacred truce between these two people, the Sabines and the Romans. Now we move on, hardly far then. So haud procol inde, hardly far then. Kitai quadrigae, the swift four-horse chariots. Distulerant were carrying apart metas. This is metas fufetius. Again, I think a character that we're going to talk about in the shield. In diversa, into diverse parts or diverse directions. So essentially being torn apart. At tu, here's Virgil kind of giving a warning. But you, maneres here is imperfect subjunctive, treated as kind of like, it's like an imperative in the past tense. And so the best way to translate it is kind of like, you should have been, you should have remained with your words. Oh, Albin is in the vocative case. So the meaning that it conveys is you should have kept your word. And that will make sense when you understand the story of Metas Fufetius. And Quae joins the next clause. Tullus, here, Tullus Hostilius, was raptabat, was again dragging the viscera, kind of snatching away the viscera of the liar weary, of the lying man, the mendax weary, per siwam, through the woods. So this guy, having been torn apart, was then his parts were dragged through the woods. And the wepres, which are sylvan bushes or something, were dripping. They scattered with blood. The wepres, sparsi sanguine, scattered, having been scattered with blood, rorabant, were dripping.